And here we go. It's time again for the Change Faces podcast. And welcome back, everyone. And this is episode 9. And I tell you what, this is going to be a very exciting episode for us all. Simply because this is not only just episode 9, but it is also the episode that we are recording and is going to be the last one of 2025. It's the one right before Christmas, or Crimbo if you want to call it. And so, is this episode going to be very festive? Not really, but I could just say that there is still so much that we haven't covered, because obviously we're a monthly podcast, and so there are still many things that we still need to cover and review for not only of 2025 but also for 2026. So that's all I can say about that. But as of course, welcome along to the Change Faces podcast. I am the host, James Chang, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow on your favorite podcast platform. And well, before we get into it, you must be wondering, oh, okay, so it's going to be another episode where, Dave's eating his dinner and he's just going to be in the background. But I don't think so, folks, because we've got DJ Dan Singh in the house. Finally. DJ Dan Singh, welcome along to the show. And what an occasion this is. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, James. Thanks, mate. Good to see you again.
Yes, it bloody is. And hopefully you're feeling a wee bit better, because obviously anyone that's tuned into the podcast knows that you were ill, basically.
Yeah, unfortunately I was quite ill. So for a while, actually. But yeah, much better now. Thanks. Yeah.
We were moaning about it, basically, me and Dave.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So before we get into anything else, it's worth mentioning to everyone what is to come in the show. And one of the things actually is supposedly going to be Dave. So Dave is actually going to be joining us later on in the show. To my knowledge, folks, that I believe he's just finishing his dinner, because we are recording this in the evening on a weekday, so we can give him that. And I know everyone's already seen his dinners before and his crazy cooking concoctions, like the pizza thing that he did, and he didn't know what all the toppings were, and he did a pasta another time where he didn't know what he'd cooked really. He's a real culinary aspiration. I wish you could have seen it, Dan, but hey, all I can say is if you want to see some of that stuff, be sure to check out some of the previous episodes over on the Change Faces podcast YouTube channel, because that's where you'll see some of it. And actually, there's another thing I was going to mention as well. We are available on multiple podcast platforms. Dan, have you got the episode document open?
I knew you were going to ask me a tricky one like that. I haven't. It's on my phone, and I've put my phone in the other room so that I wasn't distracted by it.
Oh, flip it.
No,
well, allow not
bit
to
of
worry.
A mouse issue there. Drop the mouse.
And yes, and that would be the second time I've heard that mouse dropping all over the floor, because I heard it even before.
Droppings. It's the mouse dropping.
Oh, right.
Not mouse droppings.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Hey, these Apple mice are really realistic, right?
They are.
Yeah. So by all means, folks, if wherever you're tuning in from, be sure to be reminded that you can check out our Change Faces podcast on Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Angami, TuneIn, Podchaser, Castbox, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, and Player FM. And I'll tell you what, Dan, do you remember having to do all that readout for Changing Faces radio show?
I do, yeah. We used to do that every single show.
Does that take you back?
Off my heart as well. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, even you know already. So for those who are either hearing Dan's voice or they are seeing him, depending on how you are consuming the podcast today, you may be wondering, who is Dan? Well, allow me to give a little bit of a introduction to DJ Dan Singh, one of our long-standing resident DJs at Changing Faces, originally featured back in episode 12 of the original Changing Faces radio show, developed and grew into being a resident for Changing Faces. I didn't read that right. Featuring progressive house styles as a prominent genre amongst a select few others, and has become known for leaving excellent and well-written promo reviews for producers who have their music shared and played by Dan, and has gone on to feature on Blast Radio, along with performing with the CF crew at limited and rare occasions where we have done events. Dan, would you say that's an accurate description of yourself?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah.
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 Move forward, by the way, because you're a bit quiet. Can you move your mic forward a little bit?
Move the mic forward. Okay.
Either move yourself forward, move your head forward, or move your mic.
My head forward.
Yeah.
Head forward.
Well, hey, you sound fantastic now, but either move your head or the microphone. It's one of the two. Which one do you want to do?
Is that better now?
Oh, that's so much better now.
There you go.
Isn't that right, folks? He's sounding silky smooth now, and we love that.
You can even see the top of the microphone now.
Hey, well, I mean, look at mine. Mine's like right here, so you know, it's a needs must. But yeah, so essentially, DJ Dan Singh originally was a guest on episode 12 back in the day. Oh man, but yeah, of course, over the years. DJ Dan Singh, actually, we have mentioned you in the universe of the Change of Faces podcast in passing, and yeah, we actually previous episode for those who remember, we were actually talking about the Coachella 2026 lineup, the one that's in LA for next year, and I was blown away when Dave was reading out all these random artist names. We came across someone who was a previous guest mixer on the Changing Faces radio show who you introduced on. It was on one of your episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It was Yamaguchi.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you remember that?
What mix that was as well? Absolutely stunning mix.
Yeah,
from Yamaguchi back then, and actually well deserving of that place at Coachella, I would say.
I couldn't believe it, because when I saw the name, I was like, I'm sure that's the guy who was on our show. And like, it's, I don't know, like, all I'll say is like, it's where the dots are joining, you know what I mean? Like universes are colliding, type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like what a small world. But speaking of small world, we've got a whole lot of stuff to cover for this episode. So allow me to quickly run through some of the stuff that is going on for episode 9. We're going to jump into it very, very imminently, if you like. But coming up in episode 9 of the Change Faces podcast, we've got a very positive message and performance right from the get-go. We've got totems galore and a montage at a recent festival. We've got the improvisation of your luggage in Ibiza, especially if you're in a rush. We've also got a very unhappy Italian guy who didn't get a response from Peggy Goo. We've got a bit of a recap from the Ibiza summer, and we're going to be talking a little bit about hydro ice. And then a bit further on, we're going to be talking about getting a few opinions on an incident that was shown of a DJ handling a situation and whether he did it correctly or incorrectly. And then we've got a quick bonus video of a girl recording something on her phone, but we'll get a bit into that later on in the show. And then, of course, we've got the news, but more on that later on. So, folks, shall we start our proceedings by getting some positive vibes, if you like, into the podcast? Dan, I'd also want your opinion on this as well, and see if you can feel any positive messages.
Stay positive. That's all you do. Stay positive. It never ends. Stay positive, people. Keep on living, people. Stay positive. Stay positive. Just like I said.
So whilst he's telling people to
Oh
stay positive.
my goodness.
So how about that for a live performance, Dan? Do you feel more positive now?
I feel there was positively a lot of noise. I don't really feel like just shouting at somebody be positive is the right way to do that. You know, we need to be inclusive, you know, and actually be aware of who we're talking to. You know, it's a very kind of, I would say it's a very Donald Trump approach to delivering a message there. You know, it's just shout at people and not, you know, just and expect them to fall in behind. But that's not the way the world works, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, all I'll say is in regards to this type of music,
Stay positive.
my favorite comments are from MJ__Hayden with quote, "How's your dad taking the divorce?" and then below it, Dreviserator comments quote, "I got my first kiss to this song."
Well, that's a positive outcome. Let's look at it that way.
Wait, hang on a second.
Stay positive, people.
It's just got more interesting because Dave Collins instant reactions. Stay positive. Listen to it.
Tom Hallising's exactly what I expected.
Get back again. Stay positive.
Dave, the timing of this couldn't be better.
Stay
You have
positive.
no idea what you've just joined.
It never ends.
Third comment is below. Jack.Billman says, quote, "Do you do funerals?"
The hell, man.
Yeah. Welcome along, Dave Collins, to the Change Face podcast. And finally got all three of you here.
Yeah.
However, Dave, just so you're aware, Dan did not do his homework because he was ill as anything during these past few weeks. And so therefore we are going to postpone the...
I was going to wing it.
Don't wing it. You're supposed to do your homework.
No, I sort of did.
Well, you've still got more time to prepare because that'll be for episode 10 if the pair of you are available. But let's just see. We're going to jump into the next clip now, actually, and this is about totems galore. And Dave and actually Dan as well. This is more about festivals, basically, and some of the signage that you see. But I want to get your opinion on some of these. And you can judge it for yourself. Oh, I can't have any more music. Yeah. What we're seeing here is a montage of all these very creative signages seen at Hardfest. This
Was
was.
that SpongeBob SquarePants' mate? What's his mate called? It was, wasn't it?
It was Patrick,
the starfish, Patrick. That's his name. Yeah.
There's a lot of SpongeBob references to these totems.
Go on, explain the significance, James. I know you know.
I mean, there's a that one gets me. The one where it's for some reason it's Robert Downey Jr. doing yoga. Like, why is that relevant? Vámonos por putas. Excuse my language, but there's a lot to unpack here with why people decided that one. Why is that one necessary? What does Robert Downey Jr. doing yoga have anything to do with Hardfest?
Everything, man. Everything.
Yeah, I'm obviously missing the reasoning for this, but I have no idea.
Those Labubu things are like a massive craze at the moment, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
I know they're like literally everybody's going mental for those things at the moment.
But upon seeing some of these totems, what do we think the overall message is, gentlemen?
I'm just struggling to see how it relates to the festival, to be absolutely honest with you. It just seems a little bit...
I like the guy with the crayon. That's my favourite one.
Oh, yeah. That's classic crayon now. That speaks to me as in my former life as a graphic designer. Love a crayon, love a pencil, love a crayon.
This one?
No, there's a green crayon.
No. Okay, yeah, it was a green Crayola crayon, wasn't it?
No, that's a gherkin.
No.
That's a cat. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go. Look, so yeah, whoever had the inflatable crayon, you've won our hearts here very dearly, and
Definitely.
we absolutely love that. Well, I mean, as far as totems go, yeah, it's very creative for those who went to Hardfest. Hardfest. So yes, credits to those who made those very creative totems. This is another aspect of someone being creative. If any of you lot have ever been late to the airport in Ibiza, well, I mean, this really goes for it. What do you reckon about this?
Oh man, I saw this one. Yeah, this is absolute classic.
Would anyone like to describe to audio listeners what we're looking at?
What's going on?
Okay, so basically these guys are trying to get to the airport on a moped, and there's clearly not enough space for their luggage, so they are literally pulling the luggage behind the moped on the luggage's own wheels. Basically, you know how your luggage has like got spinner wheels, or it's got two wheels in it, and they're using those like the wheels on a trailer. That's the only way I can describe it. It's pretty mental. I'll be absolutely honest with you. Given how, you know, this is Ibiza, you know, we've all been there. Well, I know we've all been there. Maybe you guys haven't, but we've all been there. And the taxis are, you know, they're available. They're reasonably priced. There is no reason for this craziness.
I mean,
this screams I just left the club vibe, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Can I also just point out as well, like, this guy is probably like, it's got the lousiest scooter driving here. Look, this is a roundabout. He's going the complete other way here to exit. And look at him cut across like a car and another moped. Like, what is he doing? Yeah, honestly,
that's life in your own hands. That is, and yeah.
Yeah, and actually, one of the comments that I just saw a second ago was actually saying they are Italian for sure. But whilst we can't confirm that, we certainly can confirm this rather unhappy Italian person about Peggy Goo. Dave, I don't know whether you saw us as well, but bear in mind he is speaking in Italian, but I can sort of loosely translate what he's saying. Bear with me. He says, I wrote a message to Peggy Goo, but she didn't respond. And the guy says, the DJ says, well, I'm Luca Dea. And then he says, yeah, but you know her. Yeah, he says, I wrote to her on Instagram, and
he's kicking off at him because she didn't reply to him, even though he's got nothing to do with it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's figures.
And he says, I'm Luca Dea. And he goes, yeah, but you know her. And of course, Peggy Goo actually did comment it with a laughing emoji and a heart. So, do you feel that's justified, Dave Collins, DJ Dan Singh? If there's no response, what like if he's saying that to you, like in English, what are you saying to him?
Your message must have sucked. I don't know. Didn't get a response.
Either that, or you know, she just was like, yeah, I don't know what to say to that, you know. Like, literally don't know what to say.
I mean, it's rare though, isn't it? Because I'm aware that, like, obviously, you know, a lot of DJs out there will probably be, you know, they probably receive a fair few DMs, and I'm pretty sure, like, you know, they will look at some of these DMs, but like, I'm assuming they'll have someone actually looking at these things for them as well, right?
It depends on the person, you know. Some people, you know, Clearly, somebody like David Guetta's got a whole team of people working for him, right? But actually, there's an awful lot of DJs out there that are, DJs and producers, and they've had managers over the years, and they've actually gone back to not having managers. So so they do actually look at themselves, and quite often, if I comment, I get a response directly from that person.
Well, I know you get responses because obviously, like we said earlier in your intro, you write the most unbelievable promo reviews, and like that always gets a response from you because like it's the most in-depth thing ever. Because of course you've got the classic Richie Horton saying downloaded for R Horton, and that's it. But like you, on the other hand, you're very much on it, which is what we love because everyone loves it. So. Obviously, we were in Ibiza just a second ago, but we're actually going to be returning to Ibiza now. And Dave, I'm not sure if you actually came across this because I think you were the most recent person to have been.
Feels like last year. Really does,
well,
yeah.
You were the most recent person on the island. Did you ever come across something called hydro ice?
I want to say no, but what is it first? Because I might have seen it, not knowing.
I was going to say, it sounds like something out of the Marvel comics or something, doesn't it?
Technology.
Yeah.
So this comes. Oh God, you know what? I always do this. Whilst I'm at it, I'll just quickly mention who some of the people were that did some of these videos before. So. First video on the positivity thing, that was credit of Let's Paint TV on Instagram. The Totems Galore thing that we were looking at before, that was credit of We Rave You on Instagram as well. And then the one we just saw a second ago, before, about the improvising with your luggage in Ibiza, that was courtesy of Ibiza the Paradise on Instagram. And then the Italian guy video, that was literally by the guy that was in that video. At Luca_Dea_official. Grazie mille per questo video. But this one is courtesy of Dwayne Muffin. Now, I said all that very quickly, guys, only because I usually try and say it for every link. But like after friggin' 4 of them, I completely forgot. But anyway, so this one is courtesy of Dwayne Muffin. And for those who don't know who he is, he's sort of like a journalist and does a lot of these really cool reports on all things Ibiza, and he will explain more about hydro ice. So let's check this out.
One of the coolest things I've seen in Ibiza in 15 years of clubbing. It's called hydro ice. Pardon the pun on the cool. But I was at university the other day for David Guetta, and the club was going off inside. I was very pleasantly surprised when I seen the cube. Now, what's the cube? The cube is the hydro ice cube. You go in there, you take a breather, it cools you down, and you can get a selfie as well when you're in there with all your friends. I was on my own, but then they were giving out ice lollies. I tried it for the first time, and I'm not going to lie, it was beautiful. But what's inside the ice lolly is the most important part. It's full of vitamins, vitamin B2, vitamin C, and magnesium. Ideal if you're coming clubbing in Ibiza this summer, or in general, you just want something cool to cool you down. Now, Universe was super epic, as always. It's huge. So I spent most of the night walking through the club, eating ice lollies. Maybe I ate too many of them, but they are only 77 calories. So I probably had about 1,000 calories in ice lollies. So when I went to Ushuaia last night around sunset, it was Tomorrowland's. Spotted the hydro ice cube again. I was up there as quickly as I could, got a couple ice lollies throughout the day, walking through the crowd, munching away. Really, really cool product. Now, if you know me, I'm not that enthusiastic about Prussian products, but I think this is a unique product, a cool product. And if you like the look of it, go and find them in the clubs in Ibiza this summer. This is one of the...
And just to continue there, in his caption, it says here, hydro ice is basically an ice pop packed with vitamin C, B, and magnesium, perfect for tackling the Ibiza heat or just cooling off mid-party. Gentlemen, thoughts?
Isn't that really cool? It reminds me of Berghain vibes, with like ice cream in the club.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, basically, that's all I've got to say.
Oh,
End of the
damn it.
showcase.
Yeah, no, you have to do the showcase, David.
I
pretty
think
cool.
it's
I
I
don't know.
think it's a whole lot cooler than a bottle of overpriced water, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. If you want to cool down, the prices of water. I know Pasha have said, "Oh yeah, we're going to cut the price of water." It's still expensive, so hydro ice is a great
Water
alternative.
should be free, man. I've always said that. Water
I
should be
think so too.
free.
Yeah,
It's just like the amount of times I've seen someone like at the edge of their limit, do you know what I mean? And the only thing that saves their ass is just getting some water down the throat, do you know what I mean? And it's just sort of like,
Yeah.
it saves lives, man, honestly.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to do in clubs where we've got good clean water, like in the UK, they do give free water fabric. We've all certainly all of us guys have all been to fabric many times, and they will always give you free water on the bar there. But in some countries where the water's not really drinkable out of the tap, it's maybe more of a bigger issue. If somebody's then got to foot the bill for that water, but at the end of the day, it can be life-saving in certain instances, and considering how much people pay to get into a club, yeah, you're probably right, it should be free.
I will say though, the one thing whilst you were, the one thing I was just the one curiosity that I had, in regards to this hydro ice idea is, Dwayne, as I've just been checking just some of the comments, and Lee_Davo1 does a comment saying, quote, €10 per ice lolly? Question mark. Dwayne Muffin responds saying, quote, no idea, as they're promoting it, so they were free at the time. But then another commenter, Lucas__D, says €5 in Amnesia. And then a bit further down, someone, the mother _mother_of bears says, quote, it's €15 for a bottle of water at Universe, but it's good water and it's totally effing worth it just to experience this club. All right, that's to do with water. But €5 for a hydro ice, Dave Collins.
I wonder how long it lasts for once you've got it in Amnesia. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just get it, it just melts instantly. It's like, great.
But
you've got 90 seconds and it's gone.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah, on a hot day, it's like that with your 99, with your flaking it as well. You're like licking it as quick as you can just before it dribbles down the cone, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I'm all for like clubs selling more than just booze, like ice cream, chewits, ice lollies, you name it. Like just to sell all sorts of crap behind the bar, you'll make a fortune.
So does this get the official Dave Collins thumbs up of approval?
I think it's a cool idea. It's definitely better than just selling more booze. You know what I mean? I've started to realize now that I can't drink as much booze as I used to. So anything I can have that's not that is great. You know what I mean?
And like this is supposedly, it's got its vitamins in it and everything. So obviously, you can just.
It's pretty cool. I don't know how quick those vitamins will be absorbed by the body, but it's a good sentiment. You know what I mean? Doesn't it take like 24 hours for vitamins to be absorbed? That's what I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, sugar ice. Like, I mean, sometimes that's all you need. You know what I mean? Just to keep yourself going. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. I mean, all I'll say is obviously, we were actually discussing like little bits of like snacks, food, sweets, and whatever that can be sold at a club, and obviously we were going over the history of when we were at Ware's project where they were selling chewits beyond the bar, which we thought was hilarious. But hydro ice definitely seems like they are ticking a few boxes. DJ Dan Singh, if you're there, for example, at Universe, it's stinking hot. Are you reaching for that, or are you just going for a water?
You know what? I think I'm going to second Dave's opinion on this because I am quite often designated driver for a night out, and it is quite nice to have something other than a soft drink available. So yeah, I think that gets up from me as well.
I think they should do like iced coffee. That would be sick, in my opinion.
That's
me just being really old, but I just think that'd be so cool.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Like I 100% support that as well. I actually think that is, yeah, someone needs to do that. I'm not sure if this is actually going. We're going to transition to Ibiza. It kind of looks like it, but of course, we don't do a podcast without going through some DJ etiquette, do we, gentlemen? Let's be real here, because we're just snobs like
What's
that.
that?
Well, wait there, Dave. I want everyone's opinion on how this DJ handled the situation. According to this post, which was done by Club Killers on Instagram, I'm not sure if the DJ in question is John Sivris, or he was just the person who recorded the video. But either way, thoughts on this, gentlemen?
Oh, I thought she was the DJ for a second. I think she thinks she's the DJ as well, to be honest with you.
You thought so, Dave? You thought she was the DJ?
Yeah, initially, because she was like right behind the decks.
Let's do it one more time, folks.
She pushes a few buttons.
For audio listeners, Dave, describe to audio listeners what we're looking at here.
What did he do badly?
Well, just the caption is: do you think the DJ handled it? Do you think the DJ handled her correctly?
He wasn't aggressive. He made himself very clear. Yeah, why not?
I was just going to say we didn't actually describe it in the end, did we? So basically, the DJs in the booth there, male DJ, nice bald head, similar hairstyle to myself. He's got his headphones around his neck, and behind him, young girl with long hair, swinging what looks to be a t-shirt around her head. And then she starts to kind of go towards the decks like she wants to like hit the buttons on the decks. And he turns to her, he kind of takes her hands in his hands, and they have kind of let's say polite words by the looks of things.
Yeah, and yeah, I can say I have been in that scenario once or twice with extremely drunken people, and it's quite. You have to sort of calm your temper because you have to realize that they are intoxicated. They are not really with it. Do you know what I mean?
The other thing as well, like, I can already tell what some of these comments might be saying, but you can't really speak to people in a club very well. Do you know what I mean? So you're trying to explain what you can't do. He's just explained, nah, don't do that, in literally like a second, which is probably far quicker than it would have been trying to explain to it. Do you know what I mean? Because can't hear you, drunk, can you play ABBA? Do you know what I mean? Like all these things are going to come out of nowhere from her, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and I think the best comment I'm finding here is at DJ Kid You Not with quote gentle parenting for the win.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think you did a good job there. Just a quick thing to James Chang here. James, have you got any black coffee?
Excuse me.
Do you remember we had that girl that kept asking if we got any black coffee?
Yeah, that was.
I always think if a DJ talks to someone, it's almost like an invite to put a request on him. You know, I need to request this record.
Yeah,
we've had episodes where we've bitched about requests over and over and over. We should
But you know what, Dan, that was actually something I completely forgot about. That was a hilarious one. That was, have you got any black coffee? And I'd be like, I mean, I've got a remix of it. And they'd be like, yeah, but like more music, like black coffee. And I'm like, yeah, but what's that like? There they go. Like black coffee. Like, yeah, but like what though? What is that though? He's like,
it could be worse. You could just be like, this isn't house. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's like, oh, don't start.
No, we'd have to call the police if that being the case, isn't it? So The one thing we won't be calling the police on is this is again, this is not something that we're going to be crapping on, so to speak, but this this is more of an opinion thing, so to speak, and this in question is just in regards to where's my mouse? It's this lady here in this video. So let's take a quick watch. For audio listeners, Bob, Bill's got a phone out recording the video. Would you like to see that again, or do you think you've grasped what people are discussing about regarding that?
Just give us a big caption to a little bit small, James. Just give us an example of one of the comments on there.
Well, essentially, people were discussing how essentially she was there to record a drop down, basically, or a clip of the club, but did not seem impressed. She did not seem impressed by about the performance at all. Like here, for example, you can see that she's trying to get into it, but she seems like she's really not enjoying it at all. But she's just recording the moment, and then
she's actually looking away from the camera. She's not. She's actually looking at the person that's ironically filming her, rather than what she's filming or the DJ here, which is kind of strange. It's almost like her mate was supposed to come and her mate couldn't come, so she was like, I'll just go and use my ticket and make me some video or something, because it's like she's there in proxy almost, isn't it?
I mean, a lot of people were sort of saying, what's the point in going there if you're not really going to enjoy it? And obviously she's recording the moment, but obviously not enjoying it. Dave Collins, hello.
I think Love Understood's got the right take here, to be honest with you, on the comments. It's just put the phones away, man. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone recording? I don't know. It's just
George Clark 0212.
I'd just be like her, to be honest with you. But like, what the hell?
Well, George Clark 0212 states, quote, Dr. Banana trolling the static phone holders. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of people making videos in the club. If I genuinely feel that a moment is worth kind of capturing, it's normally a still photograph, and then I'm back to dancing. But I've been in clubs. I've played at Ministry of Sound, and I looked out across the floor, and there was just a sea of people filming rather than dancing, and that's it seems weird. To say that.
In a club like that,
it's like, particularly as DJs, what we do as much as playing music is we read the room. That's the thing that we do. That's the thing that sets us apart from DJs that go in with like a pre-programmed set, and actually you're going to get what you're going to get whether you like it or not. And to my mind, a good DJ will be reading the room the whole time. And if you look out across there and you see a sea of mobile phones held aloft, it's really difficult to read. You don't know if people are actually enjoying it or they're not enjoying it, and how to react to that.
There's a lot to be said, in my opinion, for a crowd that gets it. Do you know what I mean? Because I went to see I think it was Dave Seaman about a month or two ago, and great sound system. DJ was concentrating on decks doing his job, sort of thing. One or two people had phones, but they weren't. I think half of them were recording their mates, because everyone was just laughing, chatting to each other, dancing, and it was this atmosphere of everyone just having a good time, sort of thing. And it was the complete opposite of everyone just recording the DJ in zombie mode. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just sort of like, there's lots to be said for the crowd that makes the night. You know what I mean? And I think that's only something until you turn up at a venue. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, everyone gets it. You know what I mean? I think that's such an important factor that everyone just sort of forgets about, to be honest with you. It's You don't know until you're there, right? I always rate a venue so highly on like if the crowd gets it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think you mentioned Dave Seaman. I think, you know, with DJs like Dave Seaman who have been at the top of their game for, you know, not just years but decades now.
Yeah.
You know, they do often attract a slightly older, more mature audience, not an old audience.
No, you're
really,
right. There's a lot of variety in the people.
There's a bigger age range, and
Yeah.
I think the possibly the kids that have grown up with a mobile phone in their hand are more kind of at fault for just standing around and videoing stuff for the whole time, and you know, maybe they need to like put the phone down, just feel the music, just get into the vibe. Right?
Well, we'll definitely. I'll quickly jump in there and say we'll be definitely feeling the music a little bit later on, and there's something else we can definitely feel, or you'll feel and hear is our change face of Mixcloud Select, Dave. Isn't that right, mate?
Yeah, we do that. Yeah,
full screen you now, mate. There's no escape from you now. Why do you do the ad reel, Dave?
The ad reel?
No, it's my turn. No, God.
Oh,
no.
okay.
You two hang.
Thank God for that.
Now you hang around in the background whilst post editing James Chang cues the music. We're a bit late for this, but I'll just do it quickly. Post James Chang, let's go. Change of Faces Mixcloud Select is the top spot for your CF premium content, and it is the #1 place where you can help support the team. For all other updates and posts, be sure to find us over on places like Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, X, and of course, YouTube by searching for Changing Faces or our handle at Hey Changing Faces. If you're wanting instant content from us, then be sure to head on over to our Mixcloud and get early access to our content via Mixcloud Select. With a Select subscription, you get playback controls enabled, early access to our shows, and some exclusives thrown in there for good measure. And to top it all off, it supports us here at Changing Faces. So where do you change your face? I mean, where to go? That's mixcloud.com/changing faces, all as one word, or find out more over on our site, changingfaces.live. And don't forget, if you want something mentioning, be it a product, service, release, or whatever, in our sponsored break, be sure to email us at hellochangingfaces@gmail.com. Everyone comes back to the screen.
Everyone is back to the screen. James, I've just got a quick question, and maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't. Maybe I'm just getting too old now. Okay, so X used to be Twitter, right? And Twitter used to have tweets. So what does X have now? Are they X's? Because I've got plenty of X's, but they're nothing to do with Twitter.
I think that's kind of appropriate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Dan. What is this XXX rated content?
I don't know. You know, what are we calling these things now? Like,
well, no, don't really call it X. Well, I wouldn't really call it X rated. But
are they X's, or what do you do on previously the artist platform previously known as Twitter?
I don't know actually. Do you just do? I don't know. Do you think you just post now? I think
you just argue with everyone constantly.
You just post and argue with people. That's roughly about it, really.
Okay.
But at 43 minutes, we're gonna have to like fly through the news, and we've got something that's has now become a bit of a tradition in the news section. But Dan, do you want to join in and making an ad hoc live news jingle? Do it now.
The Changing Faces team.
All right, cut. Thank you.
That's a pretty good one, actually.
That was actually pretty good this time. So yeah, what we're going to talk about first is first bit of news. We're going to go over to Miami, folks, and that is because we're going to be quickly doing a demonstration on the Ultra Music Festival 2026 lineup announcement. So just quickly, let me give you some context. Clubbers will once again be descending upon Bayfront Park in Miami for the 2026 edition of Ultra Music Festival, happening on 27th, 28th, and 29th of March in what punters will hope for better weather conditions. To help you decide on whether to go, we're going to read through all of the lineup again, courtesy of Dave Collins and DJ Dan Singh.
Not again, man.
Are you ready for this, folks? Because
I'm not reading this again.
yeah. Fuck off, Dave. You'll love this.
Okay, this isn't too bad.
Right, so
The
this
one
is
you had last time is well worse.
yeah. So this is one of them. So Dave, would you like to read out the lineup that you can see here for audio listeners? Go.
Oh god, it actually gets worse the further down it goes there. So 999, 999, 999. Zendaya and Joseph Capriati, Adriatique, Afrojack, Alan Walker, Alessa, Martin Garrix, Emily Lenz, Sarah Landry, Archie, A Mind Against, Armin van Buren, Art Bat, Boris Brajeka, BZRP, I don't know who that is. Carl Cox, DJ Snake. Is that Fish Brown? Feely Brown? I don't know. Eric Prids. Excision. Is that right? Excision.
It looks like Excision to me. Yeah.
I struggle on that one. Hardwell. Elysium,
maybe.
Isox. John Summit, Joris Vaughan, Cara Lova, Major Lazer, Marlon Hostat, Miss Monique, Outlaw, something, Ray Volp, Sullivan King, Sasha and John Digweed, Silvestri and Grosso, Stephen Jello, Steve Aoki, the Martinez Brothers, Vintage Culture, Void, Wank That. That's you're gonna see Wank That.
That's a great name, right?
Worship and Yuseki Yukimatsu. Yuseki Yukimatsu. I don't know. Okay, that's actually easier than the one you had last time.
We've pretty much got most of Swedish House Mafia there, haven't we?
Yeah, and Dan, you're not escaping from this either.
Oh no, there's more.
Yeah, you need to do live headliners.
Oh,
so you need to do this bit up here down to here.
It's too small. I can't.
Some of these logos are impossible. What's the one that's a circle?
Can you zoom in a bit?
No, I can't.
Oh, dude. It looks like Black Tiger, maybe. Boys Noise. That one just looks like Backstreet Boys, but I'm sure it's not.
Do you know what?
Dude, seriously. Yeah.
Is it brute? Even I'm struggling with it. Is it brutalismus? Brutalimus? I don't know. Brutalimus 3000. Oh no, Brutalism 3000. I think it is. All right, carry on.
No idea on the next one. Somebody base camp maybe.
I don't know where you're looking now. Where are you looking now?
Second line, Lewis the Child.
Why is there a DJ called Halo? What the hell? Is that Master Chief just rocking behind the text?
Yeah, Master Chief. Yeah, I was like, he's just well into the game. Yeah.
Then we'll get to that in a minute. So carry on, Dad. Where are you now? You're at Madion.
Madion. Of the Trees.
Yeah.
Snow Strippers. Is that right? Z something maybe. Is that in the knee? I don't know. What do you reckon? No idea.
I actually have no idea. This one.
No, mate. No.
That's Alt-8. I actually sort of half know.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Dave.
Is it? Yeah. That looks like AC/DC, but Andy C, maybe?
You got
C?
it.
Yeah. Army Hammer?
Nearly.
I reckon. Yeah. Audio Freak?
Yep.
That is just too small, man. That is. And it looks like it's been squashed in between two books as well. That one.
Yeah, that's Big Florida. This one, can you see that one?
No.
Bloody Beetroots. This one.
Bolo.
Yeah.
Bov.
Hey,
Bov. Yeah. Cassian. We know Cassian. Yeah. Klarakovi. Shlomo. Colin. That one's a bit hard to read. That.
Anella,
yeah.
Okay, now I won't be surprised if you can't get this one.
American football.
I think Dave, what did you say?
Confidence Man.
Very good.
Is it? Okay.
I
know-
can't
know
help
who
you
he
with
is,
this one.
yeah.
I don't even know which one this. I don't even know what this is. I don't know.
Okor.
Yeah, I'd go with
Cone.
core on that.
To me, that looks like it says Ocon. I don't know. This one.
Disturb. Oh,
Mhm.
disturb. Oh, makes
Yeah.
sense. Tweakers.
The tweakers, yeah.
The ring. I don't know.
I think this says Daniel Allen.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
Uh,
take your word for that one.
Carry on, Dan.
Dark Seekers. Is that Dark Seekers maybe?
Darksiders. This one.
Darksiders, that's Deep Dish, definitely. We know
Course.
them. The Foreign Charm, yeah. District Motive, yeah.
I feel like this is like a Specsavers eye examination.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
no, I feel like it is as well. And it's also like really tiny on my screen as well.
Oh, that's probably why.
DJ Jiggler,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. Dual Passage or something like that. Dual Damage, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Era.
Era. Yeah.
Dave, maybe you can help out with this one.
I think it just says fuckers. That's my likeness.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my god. Okay.
This one.
No
Frank
idea on
Walker,
that.
Well done, Dave. This
Yeah.
one.
Frost Children.
Jolly good.
Silglaze. God Tripper. Format.
Can't even answer. Just zoom in there. Gorilla Tea, that one is. Obviously, Dave, you
Halo.
mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's an
Right.
exclusive US debut. What do you reckon about that? Halo.
I think he had an epic, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he'll get on stage and the first thing he'll say is, "I need a weapon."
Sir, what are you doing? Finishing this set. You know what I mean?
Dan, this one.
Hamdi, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hawks, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Any idea?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
Jessica, I can't read what it says under Jessica there.
Ordrified. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Julian Cross.
Yeah. Dave.
Kaiwashi.
Yeah. This might be a hard one. Dave, can you pronounce that one?
Kombuchan.
Yeah, I think so. This one.
Kezia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kezia. Creation.
Yeah. We know this
Laid
one.
Back Loop. Lays or Jays. Depends what the first letter is.
Yeah.
Lily Palmer.
Yeah.
Limmy. Loud Luxury. Maddox. Masano. Matty Ralph. Mort.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you reckon?
It looks a bit like micro or something like that to me, but it is really small. As I say, it's really small on my screen.
I tell you what, are all these metal headbands? Because metal bands have nightmarish logos, honestly.
Well, they're not far off, are they?
These
with these
DJs
logos?
have started to look like that, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like Thrasher and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like
This one, Dan.
it looks like Menu to me.
Yeah. Probably Dave on this one.
Missile? I don't know. It's like a signature.
Yeah, it does. I actually genuinely can't see this one either. I think it says Mrs. Oh, Miss Bashful. I'll forgive all of you for not seeing that one. Dan, if you can read this one.
Mars, maybe.
I think it's Mikris. This one.
Nicky Romero, got that one yet? Nostalgics.
Yeah.
Olymp.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Very, very regional, that one, isn't it? Paris, maybe.
Parisi.
Peekaboo.
Yeah.
No idea on that one.
Dave.
Blue.
Yeah.
Prada Zoo. Prada 2000.
Yeah.
Rehab. Yeah.
Biotech.
Yeah, I think it's something like
Biotine. Revo. Shima. Side Quest, Soren, Super Strings, The Purge, The Punge,
The
Saints,
Purge, yeah.
Vinny VC,
Oh shit! I could zoom into it. I
Vinny
didn't
VG,
realize.
yeah. X Club.
X Club. And now, James, you've got to do the rest
Yeah.
down the bottom there.
Well, these are the stages.
I'll be honest with you. I'm actually cheating. I'm just zooming in on it on my phone now.
Okay, well, Dan, can you announce the stages for us, which is here?
Yeah, it looks like ZS, Amnesia Ibiza, Cutting Heads, 30 years of Dim Max,
Yep.
Dirty 20 Works or Dirty Works 20, Hecate, Life from Earth, and then we've got Ultra Main Stage, Resistance,
Hell yeah.
Live Stage, Worldwide Stage, UMF Radio, and Oasis.
And after
Oasis.
all that,
Wow.
Yeah,
what
I know, right?
After,
After that massive tour they've just done and all the Adidas clothing lines and everything like that, now they're playing Ultra. That's like, yeah.
and it's so funny. It's so funny because we are probably going to come back to this in another episode because Phase 3 is coming soon.
we need to do a show on like, because I'm getting sick of this now. Like,
What are you talking about?
Let's get this right. I understand as a DJ you want to be unique, but my God, please make like your logo simple for the love of God, because everyone's just going to see you play, see the logo, and say, "Oh yeah, it's that person that played. I don't know who it is."
Not only, sometimes it's when you're at the festival, it's quite difficult to know who you're seeing.
Yeah,
and unless it's like 12-foot high lettering on the screens behind you at the time, sometimes it can be quite difficult, especially if you come out of another tent or come from another stage or something, and you're just kind of thrown into it. But yeah, literally, you need good, clear graphic design. I mentioned earlier, I think that I come from a graphic design background, and it's really, really important, that people know who you are, and you need good, clear design for that.
I mean,
or even just sort of like, what DJ do you just go and see? And if everyone's got a different way of pronouncing your name, that's not great. You know what I mean? Like,
is this the worst offender? Would you
there's
say?
The girl with like dollar in her name? Is it Kesha, or is she Key Dollar Shear or something like that as well? It's like, how do you even pronounce these things?
Mm-hmm. Do you think this act is the worst offender?
Possibly. James, I can't believe you just zoomed in on that.
Yeah, I can now. Yeah, I found a way to zoom in.
That was really cruel.
What was the one with the circle? That was like by far like the most difficult one.
This one?
Yeah.
It says Daniel Alan.
Okay.
In a circle.
What does it say around the other side? Oh, is that just repeated? Is it?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, yeah, there was quite a few that we all struggled with here, wasn't there? Especially this one in the corner.
I bet that looks great in like Photoshop, you know what I mean? But when it's put on a poster like this, you're like, what does that say? Did someone just scribble their name at that? Did someone just put their name at them in a lineup for a laugh, like with a pen?
These two were a bit of a struggle as well, right?
They're okay. Eli Brown. The benefit of all these is they're sort of all popular or sort of well-known-ish sort of thing. But you can tell the DJs that like everyone knows because they've got a really clear logo and it's sort of like muscle memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this.
Well,
Sasha and Digweed is classic.
I admit, and John on that.
This.
But everyone knows who John Digweed is anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. What about Wank That?
Good logo, but if unfortunately,
it's so funny.
I mean, Deep Dish is quite a well-known, recognised logo. Nicky Romero, again, quite a well-recognised and easy to read logo. Hardwell's quite easy as well. Again, we know him, but he's, it's quite easy to read, isn't it? So,
yeah,
maybe the bigger you are, the clearer the logo. Let's just maybe put a put a pin in that, so to speak, because the next thing we're going to need to move on to actually is our part 2 of the news, would you believe? Because we've got a hell of a lot to go through, and I feel that we probably won't even get to the third bit of the news because this is we're borderlining. This is going to be long if we're not careful.
Oh no.
You lot might even know what we're about to talk about because this was everywhere like a week to 2 weeks ago. So let me lay some context here. No, wait, hang on. So AlphaTheta CDJ3000 firmware update suspended. Recent multiple DJs and acts have come out on social media to alert other artists that their playlists, in some cases their music catalog, had been wiped from USBs due to the latest firmware update to the CDJ3000s. I've got a quick clip here, which I will quickly share. So actually, before I share the news article, we'll quickly get a quick word from the artist What So Not, who was one of those reporting.
They're not here, and this is a warning for all DJs. There is a new firmware update in the CDJs, and it is going to fuck your setup. I just played here in Seattle. I've got a big festival at Escape tomorrow, and I'm very worried, and I'm going to be hunting for the answers for this. Basically, playlists and songs did not even register when I plugged in the USB. My backup USB either. I'm guessing it's some sort of issue with the software I'm using for Rekordbox, but I actually use an older one because the newer ones sometimes have crazy problems as well. If you got any answers, let me know. I hope all of your sets are okay. Keep me posted. Thank you.
So I've got a question about this initially. I'm just curious.
Wait, hold that thought, because there's a bit more. So let me just get through all of it, and then I'll come back to you, Dave. So hold the question you thought. So What's So Not reported issues when playing in Seattle, and of course that came credit of What's So Not. The next person, or the next post that came out, this was all surrounding ADE Amsterdam, by the way. The next one was the duo group, I believe they're called Mestiza. This was they were seen having some issues at ADE Amsterdam. In the video, we can just see both ladies trying desperately get their music
Music at all.
up and running.
Oh man, you have to hold me back on this thing. I'm not going to be able to.
Just quickly as well for Italian viewers, obviously the person who did this post at Marco Cariola, he is the context he's trying to add is a bit of satire to it, because he's basically accusing them of joking around by saying the pre-recorded set doesn't load, but this is satire, just to put that out there. So this was causing a bit of chaos, and as a result, AlphaTheta has now suspended the update whilst the team investigate the issue. AlphaTheta released a statement earlier in November which stated, quote, "We are aware that some users have experienced issues such as playlists not being displayed after updating to the latest CDJ3000 firmware version 3.30, released on October 21st, 2025. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Our teams are actively investigating the situation to identify and resolve the cause. As a precaution, distribution of firmware version 3.30 has been temporarily suspended until the investigation is complete. If you have already updated to version 3.30, we suggest you temporarily downgrade to version 3.20 to ensure stable operation. For details on how to check your current firmware version, please refer to the firmware update guide. End quote. It continues. You can download both the guide and the firmware from here. We remain committed to providing the most reliable and seamless experience possible. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we work to resolve this. End quote. In addition, Michael Lawson from Resident Advisor, which is the article, I'll just open up in a. Actually, I'll do it now. Actually, let me just finish. In addition, Michael Lawson from Resident Advisor wrote, quote, multiple DJs, including Jaguar, Vitesse, and Samurai Breaks, shared stories of their playlists disappearing when a USB stick contains both the old device library format and the new one library export. Seattle-based DJ No Hop has since published a blog post providing advice for DJs who end up in the unfortunate position of arriving at a gig to find their playlists missing. Dave Collins, you did have something to say. Go for it right now.
I've got too much to say. That's a problem.
What do you mean you got too much to say?
I think just to get it on the table, out in the air first. So the actual problem is that the playlist database is basically getting mixed up between the old version and the new version. But the files themselves can still be played. Is that correct? It's just the playlist that
Yeah, that's my understanding of it as well, Dave.
Okay. So they could still do their sets, basically. It's just that it'd be a bit more difficult to go through their USB stick, essentially.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well. And I think
the other thing I was going to ask as well, this is just like a me thing, because I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to forget what CDJs actually are. They don't have CD drives in them anymore, do they? Like,
no, the new 3000 don't. That was the main difference when we moved from the CDJ 2000.
Isn't that irony? As soon as they get rid of the CDs, everyone was like, "Oh no! If only I had a CD." Oh wait, we got rid of the drive.
Let's be honest with you. Any DJ that's worth his salt used to have some CDs in the bag just in case the USBs didn't work.
Wallet.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I think Pioneer have mostly done the right thing, which is pull the update.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a lesson, very hard lesson to learn, but it's a very important lesson in that you should always have a beta firmware and a stable firmware, and you should structure your releases as such. I'll give you an example. I run Debian on my home file server. The reason I run Debian is because the packages in Debian are old as heck. They're about 6 or 7 years old. But because of that, I know that all the bugs, all the issues have been ironed out long ago, right? And if anything happens to that, I can probably find help online to help you fix it. I always hate running brand new stuff for production because you are the test team at that point. You're
the crash test dummy.
You're the crash test dummy. Yeah. If you're running stuff like for reals in a production setting, run stuff that's not brand new, but just old enough to have its battle scars tested and worthy. Do you know what I mean? And I think part of that is this is something all companies should do, in my opinion. Bring out stable firmware, and then bring out beta firmware, and then say to DJs, okay, the beta firmware is out. It'll be in a beta state for the next 12 months. Have to play around with it, test it. If you don't like it, you can revert back. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, here's the latest, everyone upgrade immediately. Because that's just asking for trouble, in my opinion. I wouldn't do that. If Pioneer asked me to upgrade my decks tomorrow and I used it in a club, I'd be like, no. Let's wait 6 months first to see what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just what I do.
Yeah, totally. And I agree, Dave. I think you're absolutely right on what we might call the SOP on that standard operating procedure, and that's how it should be. However, I do also feel that this is kind of a bit of a unique situation because, as James pointed out earlier, this coincided with ADE. Now, ADE, as well as being a music festival where all the DJs want to play, is also a major platform for AlphaTheta / Pioneer DJ to actually showcase their latest equipment and their latest operating systems. So, I think there's probably a lot of pressure on the AlphaTheta team to get this update out in time for all the premier DJs in the world to experience the new version.
It's
that
the
they're gonna
opposite
be working
mentality,
with.
right? Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
so
what you mean.
it's kind of it's that.
See, I see my vision of CDJs is they're reliable tools that never fail, but I totally respect that they can also be used as really cool, look at these new features type of product, which is not, it's not that, tools don't, a hammer is a hammer, do you know what I mean? You're not going to have Hammer 2 that comes out and revolutionizes the game. So like I look at CDJs and I say, they always work. You push play and it always plays the record, right? That's that's it.
Yeah.
All these
you are
other
absolutely
features,
right. Yeah. And actually that's been one of the arguments as well when AlphaTheta bring out new gear. People have been going, oh well, those features are on the Denons for a couple of years now. AlphaTheta aren't actually doing anything new, but what they have traditionally done is produce something which is like bulletproof and reliable. When you get on the Pioneers that you are going to get a reliable set out of them.
I can totally attest to that. I've switched DJ gear more times than I can remember. I've had Denons, I had a stint having new Mark decks. I do admit I've had issues with everything. Sometimes it's software based, other times it's like build quality sort of issues. But the Pioneer deck, I've never had an issue that wasn't due to people abusing it, basically.
Absolutely right.
So totally.
And actually, I'll just quickly off there. Another interesting context actually was actually from in the original video reported by What's So Not. One of the comments, just to add a little bit of extra context to this issue, comes from Of the Trees Music, who says, quote, "Same thing just happened to me. None of my playlists showed up, and about 90% of my library was missing, and all of my backups as well. Was a scary show. I had to import all my playlists to Recordbox and then re-export them."
That is scary, and your music just goes missing. No, I can. Yeah, that was definitely brown trousers. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I would be pooping my pants, basically.
I mean, okay, so these guys have gone to ADE and or they're playing. Chances are they've travelled there. They've taken their laptop with them. Is there any reason why they can't plug the laptop in and run the CDJs as a controller? Because actually, they can absolutely do that.
I think it's how the DJs are prepared, though. So if you've told all your DJs to just turn it with USB sticks and then the decks fail, I know what I'd do. I'd have some spare decks underneath the table. I'd have some CDJ3000 under the table, ready to wait just in case. But that's besides the point.
You're right, so and that's absolutely what most venues do. I mean, I don't know if you guys have played down at Ministry of Sound, but Ministry of Sound, they've got all of the decks. They've got so many decks, and all the decks actually have the names of like movie stars and stuff like that. That's how they keep track of if a DJ says I'm having a problem with this deck, they'll go, the tech guy will go, which deck was it on? And you'll go like, it was Brad Pitt that's giving me problems today. And he'll go, oh yeah, okay, it was a sticky Q button, wasn't it? And it'd be like, okay, I'll get Brad Pitt in and we'll change his Q button. Right?
This goes beyond firmware. Like you can just imagine it like someone pours a drink on the decks or something and they all frazzle. Like, you need backups ready to go, and that's in any situation, really. You know what I mean? Totally, yeah.
And most venues do have that, unless it's like the smaller bars and an XDJ RX3 or something like that, and that's the only gear that they've got, then most of them do have backups.
Yeah.
And plenty of recordings, which will conveniently slide into the next piece of news, because I'm going to test, I'm going to have a quick question to Dan and see if I'm just going to see if you're going to get this right. Oh wait, no, hang on. You've seen this document, haven't you? Have you seen the last part of the news? Don't look at it, but
no. You said don't read it all.
Okay, good. So if I was to say, I was to say there's a bit of news about mixes and it involves the number 51, what do you think that means?
I have no idea on that one, mate. It's like,
okay.
Area 51's like aliens and stuff to me. So,
oh man, it's been another rave in the military base or something.
Well, no, Christ, no. So, let me. So let me just give you the quick lowdown about this. This is some great news. FAC or FAC 51 releases
yes.
51 mixes of cultural music. The event series.
This
Dan,
is
Dan, hang on, wait. Dan, is it FAC or FAC?
It's FAC 51. It's the
Okay.
Hacienda. You know,
Of
for
course.
anybody that knows music, acid house. You know, FAC 51 Hacienda in Manchester.
Dan.
It's like it's iconic. It is basically. Go on.
Wait.
Go on.
Hold your boner. Hang on for a second. Let me just quickly
I can't help
say.
myself.
Let me read the new.
Myself.
I'm going to pass it over to you in a minute. I'm going to pass it over to you in a minute. So, what is going on with FAC 51? The event series FAC 51, the Hacienda, as Dan mentioned, and of course, the legendary Manchester nightclub has published 51 mixes, which are mixes spanning from 1987 to 2025,
Wow.
recorded from the original club up to their most recent club nights. Michael Lawson writes, quote, legendary Manchester venue and event series FAC 51, the Hacienda, has published a selection of mixes from the vaults. The 51 mixes were recorded between 1987 and 2025 and feature some of the biggest names in dance music, such as Frankie Knuckles, Todd Terry, Louis Vega. I'll get to them all. We're going to read out in a second. The 51, founded by Tony Wilson in 1982, the Hacienda was an incubator for the city's early acid house scene and later Manchester, a sound that blurred the lines between rave, psychedelic pop, and the many indie bands of the era. It has lived on as an event series following the venue's closure in 1997. Looking soon and in the near future, the Hacienda will host parties at Manchester's The Warehouse Project. Oh, no, that was in the past. Never mind. And London Super Club Drum Sheds on February 21st, 2026, with the likes of Primal Scream, Derek Carter, Marshall Jefferson, Robert Owens, Deep Dish, and Danny Tenaglia. Right. DJ Dan Singh, can you see any of these names?
I can't see those names on there at the moment.
How about wait, hang on. Let me change it to the only other one I have is Instagram. Is that one any better or is that worse?
It's just loading at the moment.
Oh, I've liked it. This is like a
probably a good thing, James.
Specsavers Opticians. Hang on.
I can't read those. It's just a bit small, unfortunately.
Does it have them all here? How can I best?
Maybe I can grab my phone and see if I can get it.
Oh yeah, do you know what? You've got your phone on you, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just picked it up. So
well, wait there. Yeah, so you're on WhatsApp as well, right? So there's the link. What I would like you to do is I would like you to tell our listeners and viewers who features in the 51 mix, that full lineup, that one you can see there. Have you got it on your phone? I thought you were staring into the abyss.
No. Open this page on Instagram. There we go.
I think it's
here we go. Yeah. So literally, am I going to read them out now? Yeah.
Yes, you are. Tell everyone who features in 51 mixes. Go. That's a shite time to lose your internet. Have we lost him? What a climax, and he's gone. Is he just saying it's a no one?
Just asking
for God's sake! After all that,
cool. Say that again, mate. What?
He's gonna get to the bottom, and Tom Wainwright. I'm like, God damn it, Dan! You got to do it all over again. Oh, have we really lost him? That's the shittest time to leave it, to lose him.
Hey, you know, I watched the episode and I lost internet a few weeks back, and it's horrendous.
Like, it's so funny. No, it's so funny. I absolutely loved it. Right, so folks, we've temporarily lost DJ Dan Singh. I'm assuming he's. Just give me a second. Let me message him. What's happened?
This is so cool. Like,
Isn't it? Like,
yeah,
as soon as I
I've
saw
I've always thought, why aren't we archiving our mix history more? Because they're all gone. Do you know what I mean? Like all the old
Mhm.
mixes from Cream, God's Kitchen. Man, I would do anything to listen to some of those mixes again. Do you know what I mean? I would do anything. So it's so cool they've managed to dig these up.
Oh, he's back.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, right, Dan. That was what an anticlimax. Let's ramp up the climax again. Are you ready to tell listeners who is featuring on the 51 mixes? Go.
Absolutely. Armand Van Helden, Carl Craig, Paperclip People, Chad Jackson, Dave Law, Dave Morales, Errol Alcan, Inner City, DJ Paulette, Francois K, Frankie Knuckles, Graham Park, Greg Wilson, John De Silva, Justin Robertson, K Class, Kath McDermott, Kevin Saunderson, aka Inner City, Louis Vega from Masters at Work, Luke Una, Mark XTC, Marshall Jefferson,
Nice.
Mike Pickering, aka M People, Roger Sanchez, and Tom Wainwright. That is a lineup to end all lineups. Seriously, it really, really is.
Mm.
I was just saying when you're just disconnected there for a second, Dan, don't you think like we need to start some community project in the industry to just archive all the mixes in all the clubs? Because I'm gutted that there's mixes that they're gone basically, right? All these old mixes straight from the club floor, and very few of them have survived to modern day. And I'm like, man, I'd do anything to listen to some of these again. You know what I mean? Anything.
Well,
Yeah,
now you can listen. Now you can listen on Apple Music from 1987 to 2025. Dan, did you struggle with that lineup? I don't think you did.
no, not at all, mate.
Is there anything that screams out to you there? Like, because obviously you were lucky enough to actually have gone there.
Yeah, I saw Sasha perform back in the day. John De Silva and John McCready, they did a night called Nude down at Hacienda. Oh, incidentally, you were saying about, is it FAC 51 or FAC? The reason why it's FAC 51 is because Tony Wilson started the Factory Records label, which was the home to Joy Division and consequently New Order after that, who co-own Hacienda, by the way. And it's FAC 51 because it got a Factory Records ID. That's why it's called FAC 51. It was the 51st thing that they did on Factory Records. So that's where the FAC 51 comes from. And it's no longer there. But if you ever are in Manchester, check out the location where it used to be. It's now apartments, but there's still a plaque on the wall that says Hacienda Apartments on it. And yeah, I do a pilgrimage every time I'm in Manchester.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what street that is. It's near Deansgate, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's near the Great British Protection Pub or whatever it is, the really old one. It's around the corner from there.
The pub's called.
It's something like that. But yeah, as Dan mentioned, but yeah, 51 mixes from 1987 to 2025. I can only imagine the 98 like the earlier ones. I imagine they're all going to be absolutely mental to listen to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So back in the day, you know, they broke a lot of new artists. In fact, there were the first time that Bandana performed in the UK was actually at the Hacienda, and it was videoed. I think it was what was the TV show that Paulie Yates used to produce? The Tube, it was called, wasn't it? So back in the day, that was from the Hacienda, but it started life as a kind of working man's club. That's gone straight over your head, guys.
It bloody has, mate. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
So Paulie Yates, who was married to Bob Geldof.
Oh, yeah.
Him? Band-Aid. Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A bit of Bob Geldof, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate story with Paulie Yates and the daughters as well. But let's not dwell on that. But yeah, she used to present a show called The Tube, which was Channel 4, as I recall. Yeah, they did a show from the Hacienda back in the day. So you've got right from kind of the the pop years all the way through to the birth of house music and acid house in the UK. You know, and so many big bands came through the hacienda. You know, big bands and big DJs. Mike Pickering's M People obviously came from there as well. You know, Sasha started playing down there. He was going there regularly, and he got the opportunity to play there, so he kind of started playing down there as well. John De Silva, John McCready, you know, who remixed so many things as well. They played down there a lot as well, and the place was actually owned by New Order as well. So it was previously a yacht showroom, and Bernard Summer from New Order joked that he always wanted a yacht, and instead of getting the yacht, he got the yacht showroom, but still not the yacht. So,
well, he got something in the end, didn't he?
Well, you say that, but if you pick up Peter Hook, the bassist from New Order's book, How Not to Run a Nightclub, it's a very good read, by the way. You'll realise that they didn't actually make any money from it. They had a really bad deal with the brewery Whitbreads, and you know, it got to the point where unfortunately people were just, you know, bringing in firearms and things like that, and forcing their way into the club, and they weren't actually making any money off of it. It was yeah. So in fact, Peter Hook says in his book, he said he got a rude awakening one morning. I think it was a Sunday morning, around about 4 a.m. From HMRC and armed police, and they said, "Where is it?" And he was like, "Where's what?" You know, they're like, "Where's all the money you've made from the hacienda? It's not in a club, so it must be here somewhere." And he's like, "We haven't actually made any money from the hacienda. We poured all the New Order US tour money back into the hacienda just to keep it afloat." And they're like, "No, you know, it's full every weekend. It cannot be." And it was just really, really badly run. You know, it was a great club. It pioneered so much music, but it was always about the music. You know, it wasn't about being a business. It was about the music, and that's why it's so legendary.
Yeah, and actually to further add on to that, actually, I'm just going to quickly mention a few things on Instagram comments in regards to this announcement, and which will warm up your what's the phrase? Warm up your cockles. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, Instafaz_14 says, quote, "This has just made my weekend. Never thought I'd get to hear a Frankie Knuckles mix at the Hacienda from 1994. The sound quality isn't great on some of the mixes, but we should just be glad these mixes still exist. Thank you, factory." End quote. Another comment here. Nolan_DJ says, quote, "Oh my, this is what I grew up on. Russ, Wainwright, Parkett, and Pickering mixtapes." And then someone else says here, Nick Bob J_ says, quote, "Was there for the last night in 97. Dave Haslam and Elliot Eastwick played that night from what I can remember." Yeah. That's some very nice nostalgic things being said about these mixes, and now that they have been released on Apple Music. But yes, we can definitely say we're ending the news on good news, and we like good news because, like Dave, we don't really get much good news in the news, do we?
No, it's been pretty depressing, actually, to be honest with you. So this is nice. Yeah.
Like, how many times have we had news where someone's dead?
Someone's died, or a club shut down, or the council or the government has banned people from looking at the Ibiza rock, you know. Yeah, just something happy sort of thing. I don't know why the Ibiza rock came to mind, but
no, well, actually,
a little bit funny because they just banned one little bit, didn't they? And I was like, all this over that, really?
That's correct. And actually, a brilliant way to slide into it, because we're going to go back to Ibiza for the final 30 minutes. Obviously, now we're not going to be going, as I said in the beginning of the podcast, we're not going to go into the 7-day Ibiza guide as we were mentioning. However, we are going to go over to Ibiza because we're going to quickly discuss the connection between high-end luxury, Ibiza, and clubbing. Does it mix well? So before we get started, Don't say yes or no. That's all I'm going to
What a
say.
topic.
You wait, right? You hold on to that, Dave. Oh, it's Dan gone again. What, this damn router. What this damn internet in his damn house. I mean, yeah. So whilst Dan's farting around with his router, I will. How do we best want to play this? Do we wait for Dan to come back? He's probably going to connect again in a second, but let me.
Play again when he gets back.
Yeah, let me just play this clip of what we're going to be talking about. Hang on, let me just double check for a second. Is this? So this is courtesy of Feel Free Ibiza and Muriel Murray, both collaborating on Instagram.
Welcome to Clap, the newest Clap in Ibiza.
Sorry, there's got copyright music in it. So essentially, what we're seeing here for audio listeners, a woman is showing us around. It's a typical promotional reel of Clap House Ibiza, a Clap House Ibiza by Dolce & Gabbana. It says in the post caption, quote, leopard vibes, fusion food and floating beds. And what we see here is, well, as described, obviously it's a collaboration of Dolce & Gabbana and the
This looks like a resort to me. Is that
well, I mean, this is what, yeah. So Clap House Ibiza, it's don't get me wrong, like it's an absolutely glorious DJ Dan Singh, welcome back. We've sort of held on for a little bit. So whilst you're browsing what this is, so Dan, welcome back. We are discussing Clap House Ibiza by Dolce & Gabbana. So whilst you're looking at this, allow me to provide some context. Earlier this year, during the Ibiza Summer, luxury Italian fashion brand Dolce & Gabbana launched their new club collaboration with Dubai's Clap brand called Clap House Ibiza, a destination which features leopard-printed furnishings, a large Asian Mediterranean fusion restaurant, various pools, sun lounges, VIP cabanas, champagne, and an exclusive retail store boutique selling unique Dolce & Gabbana clothing, which the video describes as having the Ibiza lifestyle. But is it? In addition, the venue announced a partnership with 7 Wellness, which offered, quote, a thoughtfully designed Ibiza wellness club and fitness space, offering mindful movement, recovery treatments, nutrition, beauty, and more. With a techno gym-equipped fitness area, outdoor reformer Pilates, contrast therapy, 2 swimming pools, and nourishing cuisine, this holistic hub is a place to reset, recharge, and realign.
Yeah. Just 1 point there. Techno Gym is a brand, by the way. It's not a gym that plays techno. Just in case there's any kind of
my sort of gym.
There. I mean, definitely my sort of gym, but no, it's unfortunately that's the brand of the equipment that they use. And
yeah. So that's basically the gist of what's going on. Obviously, you can actually see here Danny Rampling coming in here with a comment here with quote, wow, heart emoji. So Danny Rampling really likes this. Yeah.
So is this a resort then, or what? Like, what is it?
It's it has been described as.
It's like Nikki Beach, basically, but with a Dolce & Gabbana tie-in and the stores and things.
Described as a destination which features Asian Mediterranean fusion restaurant, pool, sun lounges, VIP cabana, champagne, and exclusive retail store. God, it's very rare that Dave stuns me with a question when I can't answer it. God damn it. It says 1 destination, 2 experience. Okay, so here we go.
The question is, what is it?
Yeah, but wait, there's more. It is a pool club and restaurant.
Right.
They've called it.
It looks nice.
I think it looks stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely amazing. But for most of the English-speaking people around the world, it's the wrong name. That clap just means something.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a bit
totally wrong.
unfortunate. Welcome to the Clap Club. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you're like, hope they're giving out condoms. Yeah.
Is the big debate here? Is the big debate like everyone's like freaking out that this is like what clubbing's turning into in Ibiza, or?
Well, Mr. Jo86
Rest in
quote,
peace,
R.I.P.
Ibiza. And all
Ibiza.
this, yeah, I think Ibiza's got room for both to exist. Clubs and this, and more sort of traditional stuff, and grassroots stuff. Why not? Why not? I think it's got room for all of it.
Yeah, and there are a few people talking about the name of the place. Angel Wobble says, "quote looks proper tacky and what a terrible name." Then someone else, I am Michael Booth, comments, "quote guaranteed to get the clap."
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought
that. Instagram account Ginger Mum Style says, "quote I love them, but what's terrible tacky name is this AI?" And then an actual person who's been DJ OMB says, "quote been at this place this week. The views are amazing and the ambience is on point. However, overpriced for what you get." Gentlemen, is this destination clubbing for Ibiza, or what do we reckon?
For me, it's not clubbing, but I think it is what it is, which is a resort. So great, But yeah,
I feel that they tried to do something similar to Pasha's Destino with this, and Destino is fabulous. It really, really works, and I think if you've got the money to spend, then it's a great place to go. Probably, certainly Destino is. So it's got that vibe to it, hasn't it?
But the question is, though, correct my ignorance, but Destino is a what is Destino again? Is it a hotel or is it what is it?
Well, it's a hotel. When we were there, they had the rooms. They got the club areas, the stage, the swimming pools.
It's a resort. Would you say?
So it's basically a resort owned by Pasha Group.
Right. Okay. So Destino is but then again, Destino does have a stage. In this clip, I could be wrong, but in this clip, I don't see a stage. But is this the type of? Is this? I mean, for the pair of you, is this clubbing? Yes or no?
It's not for me.
No, I don't think it's clubbing. I think it's the kind of the antidote to clubbing for the glitterati, if you do know what I mean. So it's where they're going to go out and hang out, but not as niche and as exclusive as Pikes, maybe.
Well, you see, that's the other thing I was going to ask you, actually.
To be fair, even Pikes, have you heard they opened a new club now? Like they've opened their own nightclub.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they've been doing that this summer. Lots of big names. Dave Seaman's been playing out there quite a lot this summer as well.
So because Pikes before that, it had like a little disco room, but it was nowhere near a club really. It was just a nice, really, really, really nice hotel.
Yeah, Freddie's bar is absolutely legendary, but it's not what most people would consider big enough to be a full-on club, even though it's hosted some of the biggest DJs on the planet.
But you can tell because they've had a lot of demand and a lot of interest. People just turn up to Pikes and turn in that disco room. And I don't know if you remember Changon Weemo, but it was pretty crowded. You know what I mean? Like it was literally a bursting point. You know what? Let's just buy a club and we'll have the best of both worlds. We'll have a hotel and a club. So they're doing the opposite direction. They started as a hotel and now they're buying a club. Whereas this Destino's almost like, was that built by Pasha or did Pasha buy it or something? It started as a club.
Yeah,
Didn't
they
Pasha start as a
built
restaurant,
it, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of
Mm.
interesting to see like the journey there,
Well, I mean, in regards to just to go back to Clap House, I've just seen this article courtesy of Shia Lux, who just explains it a little bit more, saying Clap House Ibiza, the island's first day-to-night wellness and lifestyle destination. Set in Talamanca's lush hills, this 16,000 square meter sanctuary combines fitness-focused experiences, biohacking menus, and poolside relaxation. This unique concept is debut European outpost of the award-winning Alpha Mind brand in partnership with Seven Wellness Club. Guests can hire sunbeds or VIP cabanas around the 50-meter pool and enjoy healthy dishes from menus combining Japanese and Mediterranean flavors, as well as an omakase menu.
You know what I'd love to see? Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pet peeve. This, right?
Here we go.
It says Japanese and Mediterranean flavors, right? Does that? Are they going to have traditional Spanish food? Like that is like such a missed thing. I think you could so lean into in Ibiza. You know what I mean?
I think if it's done properly, you're absolutely right, Dave.
Yeah.
I think, but there is a perception that actually that Spanish food is often done quite badly. It's bad quality sangria and overpriced paella. Each one of the towns has got its restaurant street, and it's generally not all that.
You go to a good Spanish restaurant though, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, you go to a good Spanish restaurant, and there are definitely some, particularly Sant'Eulalia has got some really nice ones as well.
It's just the same.
I've been in a lot of those.
It's just like Japanese and Mediterranean. It's like, man, this is Ibiza. Like, lean into what you're good at. You know what I mean?
But I'd be interested to know how they think they're creating a distinction for themselves between themselves and Arzaro. So I don't know if you guys know, but Arzaro is what they regard themselves as agroturismo. So so this is basically it's a hotel resort which focuses on wellness, and it's got beautiful gardens, and the produce is grown in the gardens around the complex as well. So you literally get like what you might call farm to table,
DJ,
which is very very much kind of what they're saying, like wellness and
dinky burgers. They look well nice.
Sliders. That's what they're called, sliders. There you go.
Dave's getting sold already now.
In fact, those ones are actually pool sliders, weren't they?
In that sense, yes. But how would you say, like, in terms of like you've said, Dan, just in closing of this, the sort of amalgamation of a luxury brand collaborating with this Dubai-based brand to make this sort of wellness, and according to some comments, an expensive wellness retreat. Would you say there's a huge market for this in Ibiza, or would you say that like this is sort of like a very niche thing, or like, well, what would you say in regards to the things that, like, how can I best put this? Like the things that are classic Ibiza, or the things that make Ibiza just nice based on its Ibiza culture. Where do you think this sits?
I think it's an interesting question because although you're talking about classic Ibiza, classic Ibiza hasn't been like high-end brands and things like that. It has. It's kind of come up from grassroots. It's come up from eclectic, very music-focused things. But nowadays, the trend is everybody is something X somebody else, and it's the brand tie-ins with these things. Whether it's Zara's latest, X, whoever the designer is, or something like that. It is always, it's that. So I totally get why Dolce & Gabbana would want to be involved in this. It kind of fits with them. It fits with where they want to be, and it's something that they definitely would want to put their name to.
And another thing I'll just quickly ask you as well.
Mm.
Obviously, this is a new opening of Ibiza, something new in Ibiza for 2025.
Hmm.
Is this something we're going to see more of rather than clubs? Is this would you say this is a sign of what people want in Ibiza, or what? That question goes to you, Dan, and then to you, Dave, as well.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting thing. At the moment, what we're seeing from the locals in Ibiza and actually on the mainland in Spain as well is a bit of a kind of backlash against tourism. It's not necessarily a healthy thing, because most of the money that comes into Spain and its islands actually comes from tourism. You know, and that's the reality of it. If it wasn't for tourism, I think I'm right in saying that Spain would be technically a third world country if it wasn't for tourism. So, you know, they have embraced it and they've done very well out of that. But now there's a bit of a backlash. We don't want tourists here. You know, we don't want the tourists messing up our beaches. You know, there was the Dutch tourists in mainland Spain who were surrounded and chanted that earlier in the news this week as well. You know, and we have seen local authorities putting in curfews and things like that in Ibiza as well already this year. So, you know, it's
so much division.
So maybe it's a solution to that. Maybe this is this is where people are going to go to, you know, and they're not going to be going down Club Strip and things like that as well, but they're going to go for more relaxing, high end experience.
Yeah, and actually,
maybe that's how they see the island kind of morphing, as it were.
Morphing. Now that's a key word. Dave, over to you as well. Is this something of the future of Ibiza? What do you think?
I think this has definitely got a space in Ibiza. In regards to will Ibiza get more clubs, it's kind of an interesting question, because I remember I was talking to a few people when I last went over there about this topic, and I was told from people that worked there in San Antonio, you can't build a club. Like, if you say you're building a club, there's no licenses for clubs anymore. So you've got to call it something else, right?
Yes.
And this is where hotel clubs came from. So they went, oh no, it's not a club, it's a hotel that just happens to have a huge stage in it. Do you know what I mean? And so I think that's challenging, definitely, right? How are clubs going to survive? Because you look at places that were built before that. You know, let's take Es Paradis as an example. A huge pyramid in the middle of town. I don't think you'll get places like that built again. Do you know what I mean? Because there's literally no licenses to build it. It's really sad, really.
I think actually that's how universities got around that, because they're like, oh, we're not building a new club. We're just redeveloping an existing club, and I feel like that's how they got around the licensing for that as well.
And just quickly, I think I'll ask this to, well, I guess both of you. Clap House Ibiza, obviously what you're seeing here, lots of luxury and what have you. In regards to some of the things that both of you have mentioned in regards to tourism and capacity on the island, and of obviously knowing that quite a few people have commented to say, you know, it's quite a luxury experience, so therefore it's going to be quite expensive. Positive or negative impact on Ibiza? Dave, you go first.
I think personally the best thing Ibiza could do is to show the natural side of Ibiza, personally. So showcase what the island is. Do you know what I mean? What made the island so attractive in the first place to people. That is more compelling to me than a really nice hotel. But I've always been like that. It's the reason I like Malta. Do you know what I mean? Because everywhere you look, you're like, oh, wow, what is that? How old is that? And, you know, the history of stuff. I'm a sucker for stuff like that. So that's what I personally like, because there's so much, like, so much history to Ibiza that is just not showcased. I feel it's kind of shocking. And I can understand it from a perspective of trying to, like, shield your history from, like, you know, nasty tourists that you're going to just wreck it all with raves. But at the same time, there's other ways of doing it, and you just describe your island in the most sort of I don't know what the right word is, in the most heritage way possible, or the most
Cultural?
cultural way possible. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I respect that more than just like, here's a pool with some really nice Japanese food. Yeah, I'd love it, don't get me wrong, but you could build this anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could literally build this in any one country. I feel like Ibiza should lean into what it's got, naturally. But that's just me.
Beautifully put. Dan, over to you. Positive or negative impact on Ibiza from the points you've mentioned before? What do you reckon?
I do agree with Dave. I think, Ibiza is an absolutely beautiful island with a lot of history, and I would love to see more of that developed. Some people might use the word exploited. I don't want to see it exploited. I'd like to see it developed, but in a very kind of positive way, and not in a kind of way that it has been done before. Where people expect people to turn up and dance in their traditional garb and stuff like that. I would say that's more of an exploitative thing, but it does have a very rich culture and history. Dave's kind of right. This could be anywhere. Is it an authentic Ibiza experience? I'm not sure.
Definitely nice.
I'm not sure that it is.
I wouldn't say it looks bad. It definitely looks gorgeous. But yeah, you're right.
It is. You're absolutely right. But but there are already places like this.
Oh, it's gone again.
Oh, tell me he's gone again. For God's sake, man. Well, I mean,
it's got sunset. We can't deny that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think most can say this looks nice, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you there. But obviously, a very interesting, just thing it was basically something that I came across, because obviously we've spoken about Ibiza a few times, and of course I literally said to Dan, it's literally a bloody miracle we were able to get him online, whether he's frozen or not. But it's great to have him on it, because obviously this was in the pipeline to be discussed about, and obviously Dan is very how can I best put it, opinionated of things in Ibiza. Just whilst Dan's coming back, I'll just quickly ask you, Dave. Now, the key word that that some people were floating around, and even it's been mentioned here on this podcast as well, is essentially destinations or premises, if you like, that is exploiting tourists for their money for certain goods and services, which may be coming across as excessive in terms of their prices. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say this is expensive, don't go here, obviously, but as we have seen a few commenters saying that it's very expensive over there, and the fact that it describes itself as a luxury lifestyle destination, would you say this is exploiting tourism in Ibiza, or would you say it's fair game?
I don't think it's exploiting, because it very clearly goes after a certain crowd, right? So because of that, I feel like it's fine. It's going for the high class. Isn't it in a collaboration with some Dubai brand as well? Did you say?
Yeah. So Clap is the Dubai brand.
Yeah, like if he's going to ask me where this looks
collaboration.
like, probably Dubai. Do you know what I mean? And I think Dubai is one of the best examples of hyper tourism, right? Because that the country's got so much history and culture, and Dubai is just like hotels, skyscrapers. It's like nice city sort of thing. It's just completely different than what is all around it. You know what I mean? So that doesn't surprise me. It sort of has that vibe a little bit. But I think this is fine, really, to be honest with you. It looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, basically. Or it's like out of the way, basically, based on the surroundings. And it's going after that high-class sort of tourist. And, great, basically. It's probably bring a lot of money into the people that work there in the surrounding areas. Now, if they did something to try and attract everyone in, then I'd be a little bit sort of concerned. But this seems kind of unique. I don't know how many places are like this in Ibiza, really.
Yeah, it would appear it is Talamanca.
Hmm.
Talamanca. Oh wait, hold up. I don't know if you can see that on the map, but it's actually showing, if I'm not mistaken, this is very close to Destino. Would you believe?
Right. Yeah, and again, we even compared it to Destino, like didn't we at the start? So
Yeah. So that's interesting, and obviously, I believe Dan's having connection issues, but we've got 5 minutes left. So if he comes back, he can have his own closing statement on this. But in terms of our quick, I'm not going to say we have reviewed Clap House because obviously we haven't been there. But for listeners and for viewers, of course, if you want to visit Ibiza and visit Clap House Ibiza, obviously. I mean, we don't really need to advertise because we've been talking about it, but we've had a mixed discussion about it. But of course, if you do want to take a look into this, which is described as one destination, two experiences, be sure to check out their Instagram, which is Clap House Ibiza, all one word.
yeah.
And if you are in and around Spain or in Ibiza, they are Clap House Ibiza. It is, it's going to be a hard one. Cap Martinet, Balearic Islands, Ibiza, Spain, 07819. That's the Spanish zip code thingamajigger. In closing, Dave, is this going to be a let them do what they need to do, and we are relatively okay with it? What do you reckon?
I'm all right with it. I will say, like I said, you can't build new clubs now in San Antonio. And I do think Ibiza's got this risk of losing its musical variety, its musical heritage, right? And I'd hate that, right? As a club, Ibiza's a wonderful island. You've got like gigs happening all over the place and some of the best clubs on the planet. And yeah, I'd hate the island to just throw all that away, basically, right? But this is why I think it's better to reinvent like the historicalness of it and incorporate it more of what it is instead of just like annoying everyone with a huge mega club that sort of annoys all the locals and stuff. Because you got to think as well, like as time goes on, the music focus of what Ibiza is famous for will change over time, right? So like everyone thinks Ibiza, like Balearic chilled stuff, and I'm like, that's still there, but there's a lot of techno there right now, a lot of really hard techno. Do you know what I mean? And the reason is because that is huge in the music industry right now. Do you know what I mean? 10 years time, I don't know if it's still going to be as big as it is now, but it's a constantly evolving thing. And that the places that get built and the places people go to will either adapt or change with the times in regards to that. Do you know what I mean? I think it's sort of a miracle that some of the clubs, some of the really old clubs, have managed to evolve and keep up basically over the years, because they're playing completely different music and they attract completely different crowds now than when they were first built. Do you know what I mean? And that's kudos to the people that run those places, and they get it. They can understand the shifting crowd and vibe and sort of requirements from the crowd. But yeah, I just I don't know where dance music is going to go in 10 years time, right? I'll be the oracle if I knew, but I just think Ibiza needs to sort of understand like it's a constantly evolving thing, and venues need to sort of be built and adapt to that over time, right? So
yeah, absolutely, and very well rounded up. And obviously, we've only got 2 minutes left. Dan, if you've got 30 seconds, my last question was, despite what we've heard about it being a luxury high-end thing, in about 20 seconds or so, could you give us the answer to the follow-up question? Is that it? Would you say Clap House is exploiting the tourism of Ibiza? 20 seconds, go.
I think it is possibly not exploiting the tourism of Ibiza. I think it's taking advantage of a well-laid foundation for it. It's certainly not the first of its kind. It's possibly the first to have the kind of backing from a major fashion brand. But Ibiza is about the culture. It's about fashion. It's about how fashion and music interact. Even like Charlotte Tilbury, the makeup lady, she was born and grew up in Ibiza. So there is that culture, that heritage. in there. So it's not necessarily exploiting it. I think it's just kind of building on the foundations. Will it do really well? I expect it's going to do really, really well, to be absolutely honest with you. Places like Nikki Beach and in Santa Eulalia have already done really, really well. We mentioned that Saro earlier. That's also doing really well as well. So I think there's definitely a space for it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've cut yourself off there. I was about to stop you then, but yeah, you've actually rounded it off in actually very good time. We've only got a few seconds left, folks. It's time to end episode 9, but thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Obviously, reminding everyone right now, if you want to listen or watch, you can do so on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. Direct, on Changing Faces Radio. You can find us at Hey Changing Faces. Oh my God, we're all right. We're at an end.
And online.
We have to end anyway. Oh God.
Okay, bye.
I tried to do it as quick as possible, but shit. All right. Well, in this last few seconds, obviously it's the last one before Christmas and New Year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone, and we'll see you in 2026. Sorry, say that all again. Say you got my bicycle.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Until next time.